I think about the timing of when you moved here, 2009. Las Vegas was at its lowest point. We were hard hit.
Yeah,
This community was hardest hit, maybe of any city in America by the economic recession. Now we are the hardest hit. It'll take years to recover from what's happening right now.
yeah.
You know, it's you go on the strip. It's closed down.
It is absurd. I could never imagine that they would close the casinos and all this.
For you, yeah, it's surreal for
It
sure. It
is.
feels very strange, like a movie
Yeah,
or
it is like those, sci-fi movies
yeah,
that
or simulated
typical.
reality or something,
Yeah.
virtual reality. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So normally you would be touring to support the album, right?
Yes.
Can't do it.
No. Uh, for example, my band, if they want to come here, they can't. They're Brazilians. I am an American citizen now, so I would be able to come and go. But there's no way that nothing's going to happen. It's a pity. But I think this is more serious than our album. I mean, this thing that is moving the entire world. It is like, honestly, it's like the when the earth stood still, or the H.G. Wells uh, story of invasion. I consider this as an invasion, and we lost. We were so ill prepared. All the countries in the world are losing to a virus.
We don't know how hard it's going to hit here just yet, but you have some feelings about what's going to happen to your home country or
Oh
birth
my
country.
God.
Brazil is not ready.
Not at all. I'm scared to death of what's going to happen to Brazil. It is like we don't have the structure. Brazil. The worst thing that happened since the coup d'état in '64. You guys had your coup d'état in '63 when they killed Kennedy. Right after that, entire South America was uh, toppled. And the worst thing was basically, when the militaries in 1986, they gave back the government to the people, I mean, to be able to vote this, if this was a possible. I mean, it's all rigged.
Oh.
And this, the worst thing that came out of this was the what's the name of this thing? It's like, it's corruption. Because to get things done, you will have to give money to this guy. The cops will stop you and say, "Oh, we're gonna arrest you unless you give us the $20 or something." It became like
Way of life, huh?
yes. And for example, kids, they have no idea. They were like downloading songs, or getting all the programs, like Adobe Premiere or Cubase or whatever you use, AutoCAD,
Pirating.
whatever. All piracy, totally. So the entire musical business collapsed in Brazil. This was like a huge punch, because whatever is new is not coming out, and there are very few niches of uh, outlet, which are basically still controlled by the big companies like Global TV and all this stuff. And but there, I was born in the middle of Elis Regina. We were, our buddies were was like if you were like every day with Miles Davis. It was like this level, the entire musical community. Edu Lobo, Vinícius de Moraes, Tom Jobim, Dorival Caymmi, Elis Regina, Gilberto Gil, Caetano Veloso. It was like it's much more than a creme de la creme. It was like an absurd of talent that hit America. And the bossa novas,
Yeah.
Sergio Mendes, and all this stuff. And that opened up a lot, which was beautiful. And
That's gone.
it is totally. There's no rock places to play. You know, there are little bars here and there. It is so sad. There's no TV shows of music. When I was 18, 17, there was, I think, three major musicals shows, you know, like Elis Regina show, the Wilson Simonal show, Jair Rodrigues, and that was like on prime time, where they would show live music, and it was like perfection. Our music, I mean, our classical music scene. My mother, for example, is the first woman in the world to write a concerto for piano and orchestra. You know, concertos from Bach, from whoever, you know, all male. She has two. She passed away already. But her concerto was played once in the municipal theater. And it was like completely different than anything you ever heard, because it was the feminine soul, because she also did the orchestration. So the orchestration wasn't that heavy as normally, you know, no, it was much more feminine. And it's a beautiful piece of music.
When we were in Brazil 8 or 9 years ago, I remember when we were flying from the airport and then we get into Rio, there were military people with machine guns riding around in the garage of that. Ooh. And then we see the favelas.
Favelas, yeah.
Poverty mixed with a lot of weapons.
Well, it's worse than that. It is now. It's being like you can see tracers, because there are fights, you know, between for the drug cartels or whatever. They should open marijuana at least, you know, there, to stop some of this, you know, because is there. So what they what else they want?
So it sounds like a powder keg, though.
Yes. Yes, and it's very dangerous. I don't know what's going to happen when toilet paper start to stop to be produced or whatever. When the favelas go down to Rio, not only to Rio, but São Paulo, also the periphery of São Paulo is an immense favela, you know. And it's like this in the entire Brazil, you know, people trying to survive and trying to get some way of making some money to survive. And it's like making $100, $200 a month. How do you do that?
And you think about the cutting down the forest, the Amazon, and burning it, and at the same time, that's all going on.
Well, they've been trying to do this for a long time, you know, but so far the forest is being gaining because it's so huge that for example, they tried to do a thing called Trans-Amazonic, which was a road. When they were here, the rain would come and everything would grow back.
So the forest fighting back.
Fighting back, yeah. But of course, you know, eventually, you know, with machines, I don't know what I don't understand why they would kill that place. What is the point? I mean, we have richness. For you to have an idea, the gross product income, how you say GP?
GPN, GNP, gross
GNP,
national product.
yeah, gross national product in South America. First is Brazil. The second gross national product, how you say?
GNP. Yeah.
What is São Paulo? Then you have Argentina. So we have a huge amount of resources that could be used, you know, into make a good society. You know, I mean, we're basically on the East Coast. We don't have a West Coast like here, which in a sense is very bad, but in the other hand is also a much easier way to make to give this structure, and they don't. They're basically stealing the hell out of whatever they can. And I think the Amazon basin and the forest, it is just the tip of the iceberg. In, can imagine the amount of oil that we have. You know, that's pre-salt thing, and it is really sad. I'm it I saw it all happen. Was terrible. There was a lot of torture during the coup d'état. It was absurd. They devastated Brazilian culture.
Well, you and Os Mutantes carry on. You persevere. Your music lives on.
We did.
I hope people get to see this album and get to listen to it.
Oh, they will.
And eventually you want to be touring again.
Yes, for sure. For example, the Mutantes came to life in the world because Kurt Cobain listened to an album that Bill Bartel showed him in a cassette. And then, David Burns started to listen, and all the Flaming Lips and all these guys, all the formers of opinion back. He did a album called Mutations, and the guitar sound he's trying to make my sound, and it is an amazing thing that happened. So I see that to see your song surpass yourself, outlive you. It is such a beautiful thing. It's like if your kid, becomes gets a Nobel Prize or something like that. Because we could never imagine in our life that something like this would happen. It's been the most magical trip that I could ever imagine. I look back at my life and Jesus Christ, how many lives did I live?
And how many more you still got to live?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of the chapters.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to 150.
All right, we're good.